Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today we are taking a look at the newest offerings from Natasha Denona, the Mini Xenon Palette. Construction is going on again next door. Nothing I can do about it, but I've noticed it, yes. Also in this collection is the liquid liner that she came out with a couple of weeks ago, and I got a sample size and have been playing with that. And 3 pencils. I got 1 because black is very hard on me and this palette looks very hard. But you know what? I think I did it bad. I'm going to do something else with this in another video. I did play around with it last night. It seemed fine, but it was last night. So I washed my face afterwards, and I really can't say what it's like to work with and how long it stays. So we'll talk about that another time. There's also 3 gel eyeliners, which I didn't get. I own a couple of gel eyeliners and I never use them. So it didn't make sense to me to buy them, but maybe I'll change my mind later on down the road. And I did play with this last night. My question when I saw this was, can this be good for a daily look? Because this is quite something. This is a big look. This is an evening look. This is a black smoky eye as opposed to a brown smoky eye, which is a little easier to do. And black is harder for many skin tones. On some skin tones it sings. Now on Instagram, Natasha Denona has had several looks. They're all pretty much the same look, but I noticed that there was a blue in that look. But the blue is not in this palette. I believe that it's the black pencil that she uses as a base and blends it out, and when she does that you can see the blueness is the undertone of that black pencil. Again, blue can be hard for certain skin tones, and I'm one of those skin tones, you guys, so I'm a little nervous about this. I have seen a couple of videos, not too many, but I did do a search and I looked at thumbnails, and I've noticed that some of the thumbnails were insanely beautiful on girls who had dark hair. It didn't matter if their skin tone was light or dark, but they had really dark hair and it looked fantastic. Morgan Turner did the most beautiful halo glam eye. It wasn't too much. It was wonderful on her eye shape, on her skin tone, on her hair color. But I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. So I think what I'm going to do is an evening look, because that is clearly what this is made for. And then I'm going to do another look on another day because my lids are kind of sensitive and it hurts literally when I take everything off and do something else on the same day. So if you would like to see that, keep on watching. We're going to start with swatches, but before we do, if you're new here, hi, I am Hooded. I'm 58 years old. Oh, I'm 59 years old? I'm 58 years old. I'm going to be 59 very, very soon. And my lids are hooded. They are crepey. I have a tear duct gland that protrudes right here. So no matter how much I blend, it always looks like it's not blended out well here. That's just me. And it's things to consider when you're looking at what's going on. I'd really appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Take the risk. You can always break up with me later. Take a look at some of my other videos. Maybe you'll find something useful there. I love doing makeup reviews. I love doing looks. I love doing skincare. I love doing sunscreen. I hope that there's a little bit of something for everybody, whether you're hooded or not, and whether you're 58 or 9 or not. Let's start with some swatches. Now I did play with these last night, and I'm here to tell you, I found that they were a teeny bit patchy. So here we go, all the mattes. And that's what I do love about this palette, all mattes. Again, this is because I'm hooded. It's very, very hard for me to use palettes with a lot of shimmers because I really need to push that hood back. And here we have the color story. And the shade right here, look at that. But that's the effect you get when you rub in. I think, well, I know, when you put it on your lid, it's a little bit different. And that's your color story. I'm going to put my hair up, and we're going to start putting stuff on the face. I have already prepped with the Mario Prep and Set. I don't prep very often, but because I had a hard time Last night I decided let's give it another try prepping. The look I got last night was really pretty. I might insert a picture. I only did one eye and it was at night, so the lighting's a little weird, but it was fine. It just took some finessing, took a little bit of massaging, took a little negotiation, which, you know, if we can avoid that, I want to. So I'm going to take this brush from Sonia G and go in with the cream and put it all over the lid, even though I have powdered with the Mario Prep and Set. And this is pigmented for a light color, which I really, really appreciate. And it is, of course, you guys, it's warm, and I'm trying to avoid perspiring because it's really hard to put on powder products when there's wetness on your face. So I might turn my fan up and move it up a little bit. It might get a little bit loud, and I want to focus right here where there is darkness for me and for many people. Wayne Goss 18, I'm going in with this light gray color. This is an undyed goat. I did try it with another brush last night and it just wouldn't leave the brush and get on the skin. It was difficult. So I was hoping goat might be a better way to go. And yes. I'm going to start just pushing back the lid a little bit with this color. And I have some wrinkles over here, so I prefer to kind of press the powder in, then brush, sweep, a little bit of both. I don't know if it's because I actually primed my eyes or because I used a different brush, but the experience today, so much better so far. All right, both eyes done. Now, one of my questions was, is this something that you can get a daily look out of? And for me, I kind of think no, because it has such a cool undertone to it. But I wonder if you have a different undertone, different color hair, different color skin, maybe you could just be one and done with these two things. So that would be two and done. Going in with a Westman Atelier brush. Now this is for creams. Well, it's created for her iPods, but I really like the shape, especially if you're hooded, because you can kind of use this tip to define where you want your so-called crease to be. And I'm going in with this color. This is pretty dark. I just want to show you how it works. This is so dark that it would be better at the lash line. I'm just going to take a look. Where do I want to crease? See how wonderfully this brush works? It's just ideal, and it's so soft. I really push back on buying her brushes because they're so expensive, but I have to say, this one, the only one I have, is very useful. And now I'm just going for a full blend, where that point is where my socket is. Beginning to look a little bit better for me. I just need a little bit of darkness there. Now I'm going to cheat a little bit and I'm going to go in with the Milk liner. This is no longer being made and I can kind of get it. It's super messy. It gets all over the fingers, but when you put it in the waterline it actually stays. So I am going to go and get her black liner and play with that, but I'm going to make my lining underneath. I've seen many looks, as I told you, with this palette. I've only watched one video, I think, but I looked at thumbnails and I've decided I want to do something a little bit different than everybody else, which makes sense because my eyes are so much different. So I'm kind of doing a reverse cat eye, but technically speaking, a reverse cat eye is oftentimes used with not much shadow at all, maybe a little bit of definition. I'm going to go for it. We're going for a big look here. It's a smudger on the back of this. I'm just going to smudge it. And I'm going to do the tight lining as well. Fun fact, I used to do my eyes like this all the time when I was younger. I would take a kohl pencil and do upper and lower, and it was fantastic. In fact, that was part of my whole journey of why I'm here. I stopped wearing makeup, and I remember I was invited out somewhere, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna put on some makeup. And I did my usual kohl situation, and I looked horrible. And I thought, oh, things have changed, and I am going to have to relearn how to wear makeup. All right, from here, you could just easily put on some mascara, call it a day, and clean up underneath. This is like my rough sketch. We will be fixing that up, but I'm going to do a little bit more. We're going to go in with this shade. And I find these to be dusty. All of them are dusty, so be sure to hit off. And I am going to work on deepening this up, connecting it to the line I did earlier, and bringing it down to this little bit of liner I have here. So you can see it's a little bit of a V, which works very well for my hood. And I'm kind of giving a little bit of a roundish shape to the eye instead of pulling it out with this dark color, because I'm doing a lot of liner under here. If I find it doesn't work, we'll just change it up. And now I'm going to even up the eyes a little bit. This is a little higher, always the case, just because the eyes are not even, and that tear duct situation. My Kitco brush, I am going to be doing a little bit of blending to soften the edges. And because this color is so dark, I'm hardly touching, and I'm just being very specific. Sometimes we do big windshield wiper looks, and sometimes that's appropriate, but I find when you are quite crepey, things don't really lay as well. And, you know, if you're not as taut, let's say you just have a lot of skin going on, but it's not crepey. And I've been trying to focus more on being precise. Where do I want to make a change? And look at it more like a painter looks at the canvas. And I think that's a little bit softer. All right, I did my brows. I did a good deal of blend, especially with dark colors like this. I think blending, super important. I showed you a lot of it, but I certainly didn't show all of it. I notice in a lot of videos people do swipe, and then they cut away. If you prefer that from me, let me know. But I just feel because my eyes are so different and so many hooded women out there that it's more helpful for you to really see how I get it done. But I'm happy to do it differently if it suits you. So please let me know down below. Now, I'm taking the black. This is a Hakuhodo S150 or 150S. It is the most brilliant brush ever. Looks like that. I don't know what it is. It's nice and small. If you have small eyes or hooded eyes, you need a lot of small detail brushes. And Natasha and a lot of makeup artists, you guys, after they go in with creams, they go in with powders. Now, if this was upper lid, I wouldn't go in with a powder because powders transfer up here. You put a liner here, it ends up here. Where creams, if they are non-transferable, give them a couple of minutes to dry and they're not going to go anywhere. But it is kind of the part of this look. This look is going to be a little bit grungy, I think. When I did it last night, it was. In fact, I kind of felt a little bit like Keith Richards. Now, when I close my eyes and pull the liner out, it looks really different when I keep my eyes open. It's like, oh yeah, nice straight line, and whoops, it's much lower than I want it to be. Now you could fill out this triangle right here and just make it huge and super grungy. Or You can erase this and do the pull up with your eyes open. But I think I'm going to go a little grunge. Hello. Now, I have a little fat bit right here, so it always looks like I have product right here. Liner fell down, something fell down. It didn't. This is just a little shadow from a little fat pad. Welcome to life. I'm going to do the other side and I'll be right back. Now I'm beginning to see where that blueness is coming from. It is really coming from the steel color, but I also believe that it's coming from her pencil. So I'm just going to work on the shape a little bit, try to get these to match. Kind of hard to do for a lot of people because we're not even from one side to the other. And this is a more dense brush, and it is a synthetic, it's a Sigma. You guys, it's an evening look, but you know what? I really like it. So before I go on with mascara, and then we're going to finally do that shiny shade, I just want to do the rest of my face. And again, let me know if this is part of the video you could do without or not. I'm going to do this Chanel blush. Hi Lucy. I got this recently and I think it'll be perfect. I'm going in with my Chikuhodo brush, which is not very dense. I'm probably going to get the littlest bit of color here. And thinking about it, I think I don't want to be quite this shiny. To me, shiny skin is youthful, dewy, fresh, and this look is not fresh. So I think I'm going to powder my face and then I'll be back in a minute. Alright you guys, I am very nearly done. I have done one of the I Need a Nudes from Natasha Denona, and I'll write down what it is below. I've done a little bit of the Chanel blush, I've done some powdering, I've done my under eyes, I haven't done mascara, and I haven't gone in with that silver shade. So to me, matte look, I think this is fabulous. I love it. I don't need this silver shade at all. I'm trying to go for a little bit of a 60s vibe, but I think the darkness of my hair is just making everything darker because we've lost the sun. The sun has left the building. Let's take a flat and go in with this silver shade. And we're going to put it in the center. Now, kind of a halo situation, but the truth is, being hooded, halos are really difficult to accomplish. I just don't want to have it right in here. It's just not what I'm feeling right now, but you certainly could. And then I'll go in with the finger so you can see if there's a difference. There is. It's a little more reflective. And going in with this little brush to just smooth out the edges a little bit. Now I'm going to go in with this light gray right here because I want to keep this area open, but I don't want reflection. I don't want that silver color here. So I'm just going to blend that into the silver. If you wanted to, you could go with the black right here. You could go in with that darker gray right here, but I want to leave it open. And yeah, the joys of being hooded. But I just don't feel like doing, you know what? We can connect this. Whatever powder is left, and this is the black powder. This is pretty much the finished look. I haven't even put on mascara, but you know what? I kind of don't feel like I need to. I did do the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude. I will link the color below. I did a little contour with the Charlotte Tilbury Bronze and Glow and put a little bit more of the blush on, and the blush is still the Chanel Ombre blush. And this is quite a look for me. I'm not sure I'm digging the lipstick, to be perfectly frank with you. But we will move on. Let's talk about what these were like to work with. This shade right here was the same shade I had a problem with yesterday. Today I primed my lids and I still had a bit of a problem. it could partly be the powder, and it could partly be my crepiness and my hoodedness and all the fleshiness going on. But honestly, I think it might be this. I don't know. Because the problem wasn't here. The problem was more over here where things get complicated and iffy. And it wasn't a horrible problem. It was just, I had to spend some time. And I still, just now looking in the mirror, I thought I could spend some more time. Just kind of blending, going for perfection. But perfection is a fool's game. Now, the other day, I had pulled out the Victoria Beckham tuxedo brick, and I thought, wow, when I got this, I didn't do a review on it because I didn't think it was good on me. I thought it was too cool. But now I have this, and I know what cool is. This cool, this is not too cool. If this doesn't work for you because it's just too cool, you might want to consider this. However, this shade, if you're into the sparkle, you're going to have to buy a single somewhere, which you could. This is much more expensive, of course, but it's much more luxury. I mean, it's stunning, but I just wanted to show those to you side to side. I do like the look, you guys. I think it is a big look. And I have a little bit more lid space on this side than I do on this side, so it doesn't look entirely even. But it's kind of fun. It is. It's kind of fun. I find these powders to be powdery. I find you get kickback. I find you have to shake off your brush first. The fallout I got was just a teeniest bit, and I honestly think it was this. And you guys, that is going to wrap up today's video. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I really appreciate it, and I hope you come back again. Until we meet again, be safe, be smart, and I'm wishing you good health.